This is how to play Chocobo's Dungeon, the board game. First, to set up the game, you assemble the dial to the health tracker using the brown peg to attach them together. Next, place the red circular health tracker onto the number 9. Then, place the green cube veggie tracker onto number 5. Decide on which boss tile to use, Behemoth or Omega. Decide on either easy or hard mode, indicated by the star on floors 2 and 3. Stack the dungeon tiles with 3 at the bottom, then 2, then 1 on the top. On the first floor, place the Chocobo on the dungeon entrance staircase. Place the Reaper on the leftmost space on the top track. Separate the monster deck into their yellow easy pile and red hard pile. Shuffle the deck. Create piles of face-down tokens for the vegetables, books, and the pile of damage tokens. Shuffle the Chocobo deck and deal each player their starting cards based on easy, normal, hard, and the player count. Flip up the starting book tokens based on the chart. So the general overview of the game is that the objective is to reach the boss and defeat them. The lose conditions are either your health point reaches 0, a player is unable to play any cards, if the Reaper reaches the end of its track on floors 1, 2, or 3, or if the Reaper ever passes or is beside the Chocobo token during the boss floor on floor 4. Repeat the phases from 1 to 7. First, you reveal monsters. Flip over monster cards based on which floor you are on. Either 2 yellow monsters, or a mix of red and yellow, or 2 reds. If they were monsters from the previous rounds, undefeated, they carry over to the next round. Reveal Chocobo cards. Based on your player count, flip from the deck X amount of cards. In 2 players, flip over 1 card, in 3 players, flip over 2 cards, and in 4 players, flip over 1 card. Third, play Chocobo cards. Without discussing to each other, each player must play 1 Chocobo card face down so that overall 5 are revealed. In 2 players, each player would play 2 cards so that 5 are revealed. Looking at the Chocobo cards, you can see up here in the top left, there's the card value or the action number that determines the order in which the cards get arranged into. The values are from 1 to 100, and the track print is the strength value, which affects the actions of the Chocobo. For arrange Chocobo cards, reveal everyone's Chocobo card and order the Chocobo cards in ascending order from lowest to highest by placing the lowest card underneath 1 and the highest card underneath 5. Five, activate Chocobo actions. Starting from the 1 on the dial, perform the action. The actions are move, eat, attack, or move the Reaper. The value of these actions are determined by the track prints on the Chocobo cards. The track prints range from 1 to 5. A track print of 5 will allow you to move 5 spaces and activate where you land, deal 5 damage, or eat 5 veggies, which is how you draw more cards. Or move the Reaper 5 spaces on the tracker. Only do one of the actions on the dial, not both, so decide as a team. Do the actions on the dial from 1 to 5. 6. Monsters attack. If monster cards are not defeated, they deal damage based on the bandage icons for each monster. Reduce the health tracker down, and if you reach 0, it's game over. Looking at the monster cards, there's the health points in the top left, which shows how much damage they need to suffer before they're defeated. The bandage in top right shows how much damage the Chocobo will receive if the monster is still alive at the end of the round, and the reward listed at the bottom is gained immediately after defeating the monster. Last, clean up and rotate the dial. Rotate the dial 1 space clockwise, and discard the used cards into a pile. If the Chocobo deck runs out, shuffle the discard pile. Moving floors. As you play the game, the Chocobo will reach the staircase down to the next floor. As soon as you touch the stairs, end the round immediately. Rotate the dial, Discard the Chocobo cards and all face-up monsters without taking their rewards. Remove the current floor tile and start on the upper staircase of the next floor. For floor 1, flip it over to floor 4 and place it at the bottom of the stack. The Reaper resets back to the starting track. Keep cards in hand, health tracker, and vegetable tracker the same. Fighting the boss. Upon reaching floor 4, place the boss tile into the center. Place the Chocobo in the top left starting spot, and the Reaper at the bottom left starting spot. You defeat the boss by dealing 20 or 25 damage. The Chocobo must move clockwise on the perimeter, activating tiles like before. The Reaper moves clockwise on the inner track, activating only the tile it ends on at the end of the round during Monster Attack Phase 6. Reveal monsters if required on the Behemoth side. They deal damage if they are still alive. And a reminder, you gotta defeat the boss to win the game, and you lose if you run out of health, run out of cards, if the Reaper reaches the end of its track, or if the Reaper is ever beside you during the boss fight. And then you just continue the game, repeating phases 1 to 7. Looking at the bosses, Behemoth deals damage and summons one monster each turn. Whereas Omega will force the team to discard 1 or 2 cards from their hand at the end of the round. You decide which player discards the cards, whether you split it up or have one person suffer. Omega also forces the deck to have its Chocobo card played face down for the next round. Everyone and the deck will reveal their cards at the same time and arrange it as normal. In 2 players, have the deck play its card first face down, then the second card face up. Looking at the actions in detail, first is moving. This blue movement space forces the Chocobo to move the full amount on the card. You activate the tile that you land on, not the tiles you move over. You can move in any direction, but you cannot move back onto the same tile in the same move action. If you reach the staircase, you immediately end the round and move on. Upon landing on these certain tiles, if you land on this green one or this blue one, flip over a green token or a blue token. Once flipped, they are gone from the game. You can also recover 1 health immediately. It cannot be stored for later. You can also take damage to your health. You can move the Reaper towards the right on its tracker, or you move to the next floor. Tokens are one-time use and naturally forces the game to move to the end, as they do not refresh. Vegetable tokens move the green cube up X amount. Book tokens, once flipped, are stored for the team to use at any time during the game. Only 3 books can be stored by the team at once. Any new books rewarded forces the team to discard one of their 3 existing book tokens without gaining its effect. Books can either heal you, deal damage to one or all monsters, or move the Chocobo spaces, which is only used in conjunction with a move action, so you can only activate 1 tile. Next action is Eat. Eating greens allows players to draw cards hidden, which prevents a game over. You can only draw cards if you have green cubes available, and you must draw cards based on the track print strength value of the Chocobo card. Draw these cards face down and discuss how the team wants them divided up. Hand the cards out face down, and then you look at them. If you do not have enough cubes on the tracker, draw as much as you can, depleting down to 0. If the Chocobo deck runs out, reshuffle the discard pile. Next, you can attack. Choose which face-up monster card to attack and lay damage tokens onto it, based on the track print strength value of the Chocobo card. You cannot attack multiple monsters with 1 card. Alive monsters carry over to the next round, and rewards are either recover health, gain a book token, or gain vegetable cubes on the tracker. If the damage meets or beats the health, gain the reward listed at the bottom of the monster card, and place the defeated monster into a discard pile. So the game can be played 2 ways. Variation 1, when discussing with each other, say vague phrases, like, my cards have a track print strength value of 1, 3, 4, and 4. I can probably place my card on a dial space 1. My card is slightly or drastically higher or lower than the deck's card. Do not say, I have 2 cards in my 30s and the rest over 80s. Or, my card is in between these values, or exactly half of 100. Or, I have a card 1 higher than the deck. And variation 2 restricts all discussion, but you can gesture at the dial, place a card beside it preemptively, and hold up fingers indicating track print's strength value on the card. Discuss after revealing all cards. For solo play, determine how many cards and books you get based on your chosen difficulty. First, play a Chocobo card from your hand. Next, reveal 2 cards from the deck. Lastly, you play 2 more cards from your hand. Your max hand size is 12 cards. Discard down to 12 if you ever exceed this, due to being forced to eat more than you can hold.